Welcome to this season's very first episode of Canadian Islander Fan. I'm TK. I'm your host. Uh, I knew I was so much to talk about tonight. First of all, let's just say how exciting the New York Islanders beating the league's best team, the Colorado Avalanche, 6-3. Uh, but back to I'll get to the game very shortly, but I just want to explain I haven't been doing my podcast this year because I knew a whole bunch of things were going to be happening to me this year. For example, I know my mouth is going to be out of commission for 3 months this winter. I'm getting a whole lot of work done, a bunch of hardware going in there. And one thing you need, you kind of need your mouth to do a podcast. So I decided it was probably best just not to do the podcast this year. But the Islanders excited me tonight. The Islanders excited me tonight, and I thought, hey, why not? Maybe when they excite me, I'll pop on. I'll pop on and do an episode every once in a while. And I tell you, I was just thrilled with tonight's game. And there's just so much to unload about the whole season that I haven't had a chance to talk with all you people about. I mean, Matthew Schaefer. Holy moly, holy moly, holy moly. This kid is worth the price of admission on his own, on his own. But we'll get into all that stuff. Let's talk about the game. How exciting. You know, Colorado comes walking in on a 17 game point streak, and we put that to an end tonight. One regulation loss in 26 games. Like, I mean, that was amazing. And then for the Islanders to give them their second loss of the year in regulation, and not only that, they did it with an exclamation point. They didn't just beat them 3-2 or 2-1 or a 1-0 shutout or something like that. They beat them by 3 goals. They beat them 6-3, and thoroughly deserved the win. They really did deserve the win. They had an excellent game. So many good performances to talk about tonight. But let's jump into the game. How exciting it was when we jump out to an early lead at 5:56 of the first period. Now I got to say right here and now. I have rose-colored glasses on at most times. I love the Islanders, but in all honesty, I knew there's no way that Kyle McLean goal should have counted. I mean, Gatcombe had his stick uh, inside the pad of the goaltender, and he actually pulled him out a bit with the stick, and it was in there for like about 3 seconds. So how that wasn't called goaltender interference, I will never know. But it is so nice to eventually get a break go your way every once in a while. So anyway, Kyle McLean gets his first goal of the year. Pulick and Gatcombe getting the assists on the play, and we're off to a nice 1-0 lead. And I was on an Islander board tonight, and I sarcastically made a post when we were talking about whether this goal would be allowed or not, and I said. The rest probably just said it'll probably be the only one these guys get tonight, so let's not take it away from them. But how wrong was I on that joke? That's for sure, because late in the first period, and it's Anders Lee, a beautiful shot and a beautiful pull up by Barzell. Gets a beautiful assist, his 12th assist of the year. Lee scoring the sixth goal of the year. But it was really sweet. It was funny. Like, Matt has a tendency of pulling up a little too much. And then sometimes he'll hesitate a little too long and let too many players catch up to the play. And his breakout is now ineffective because now we're just basically 5-on-5 in the zone. But tonight, he did something a little extra special. He hesitated. And then normally I saw a spot where he normally would give the puck away. He held on to it even longer. They weren't even coming at him. They weren't even coming at him. So he held on to it for almost, it seemed like a good 5 seconds that he was there, just standing there waiting. And all of a sudden, a lane just opened up across the ice, and Anders was all alone. And Anders made a beautiful shot. 2-0 Islanders at the end of the first period. Probably the best period of the year for the Islanders. I think the shots were 16-16 after the first period. It was the whole game tonight was really exciting. It was exciting to watch, which is probably one of the reasons makes me want to make a podcast, because I got pumped up watching the game. It was really good. So now here's the key. We know that it's a long game, and we know how quick strike the Colorado Avalanche could be, especially this year. I mean, they are dominant. Nathan MacKinnon is almost like unstoppable, except when it comes to the New York Islanders. This guy is almost at a 2 point per game clip right now. Oh, yeah, he's almost there at a 2 point. per game clip, but in 2 games against the Islanders, he has scored 0 points against the Islanders. That is absolutely amazing and fantastic to control a player of Nathan McKinnon's caliber, who we're also having a discussion on the board tonight. Is it unrealistic to say that Nathan McKinnon is the number one player in the NHL right now? Is he at this point in time? Is he better than McDavid? I mean, he's always been close. He's always been close, but he has been absolutely outstanding this year. And for the Islanders to shut him down not once but twice, that's amazing. That's amazing. Great job by the Islanders. So, but even that. We know that Colorado has a great sporting cast, so trying to hold them back. And then there's always you got to worry about Brock Nelson going to score against us tonight because he's returning as an Islander player. And so you have all that kind of panic going. Anyway, you got 40 minutes to go, and we're still gonna have to buckle down and get this thing done. And not only do we buckle down, but at the not 7 minute mark, but the 6:58 mark, Bo Horvat scores his 17th of the year. Hello, Team Canada. Look at me. Look at me. My name's Bo Horvat. I have 17 goals so far this year. Look at me, Team Canada. Look at me, is what Bo is saying. And nice play by Schaefer, moving in there twice, bringing the puck in, and Pulock getting himself another assist. So a 2 assist game for Ryan Pulock right now. So beauty by Horvat, quick hands, real quick hands on the play, and a great job by Schaefer by shoveling the puck to the net. So all of a sudden we're 6:58 in, and now the discussion on the board becomes, what lead with Colorado do you become comfortable with? And we were talking about a 5 goal lead. And then I said, well, I wouldn't, the only way I'd be comfortable with a 5 goal lead against the Avs would be if we only had 10 minutes left. So anyway, the board basically came up with a 4 or 5 goal lead. Should pretty much suffice to do it. But anyway, so now we're up three. So we're up 3-0, and then lo and behold, something that I've been cheering for all season long is for Adam Pelech to take that monkey off his back and throw it away. And away it went. It was a horrible goal. It really was. It wasn't that good. It was really misplayed by Blackwood. It really was. But you know what? When you haven't scored in that amount of time, Adam says, you know what? I think I'll take that. I'll take my first of the year. Another assist from Barzell, and Anders Lee picks up an assist as well for his ninth of the year. So, and that was relatively quick strike. That was a minute and one after Horvat had scored, and so lo and behold, like that, we're up 4-0. Now we're at what we were talking about on the board, saying, "Oh my God, the 4 goal lead," and you're going, it's only the 8 minute mark of the second period. So the Avs have more than half the game left to come back in this game. We all know they're more than capable of it. And lo and behold, it only took 40 seconds for that to come to fruition. Valerie Nuchushkin makes a beautiful tip. Nothing Ilya could do about it. And it's just one of those ones you go, oh my God, 40 seconds after we take a 4-0 lead, really? But then you just have to tip your hat and say, it was a beautiful reflection. There's nothing you could do about it. And hey, it's the Colorado Avalanche. You know you're not going to hold them down forever. So anyway, as long as we can get back on our skates, get back on our toes and get going and push these guys, everything should be fine because we're really even though it's an even game and it's exciting and it's a fast-paced game, the Islanders are the better team. Make no mistake about that. We're getting the better chances. So get on our toes and we'll be okay. But if the old fluke goal doesn't come into fruition and Marty Netjes gets his 14th of the year from Olsen and Burns, goes off the Islander defender skate and right into the net. And once again, nothing Ilya could do about that. Nothing at all. So all of a sudden it's 4-2, and it was only like a minute and 20 seconds after they had made it 4-1. So we did the quick strike. And then with 2 goals, and then they do the quick strike with 2 goals, and then you go, whoa, hold on, just time out here. Time out. Let's slow this thing down. But we didn't actually slow it down at that point. At that point, we still kept taking it to them, which was really impressive from what I was seeing. And I liked it. I could tell that these guys weren't phased that they'd given up a 4-0 lead to make it 4-2. But then just helping out so much. All of a sudden, we get a penalty at the end of the second period, but usually it doesn't matter because our PP keeps coming up fruitless all the time. So, but not this time. Matt Barzell comes up with his eighth goal, and it's amazing what happens, Matt, when you take the puck to the net. I've been harping and harping and harping about this, Matt. You have to take the puck to the net, and it was kind of funny because he basically almost lost the puck, which forced him to go up the middle and believe me, the ending was pure talent by Matt and made it a beautiful goal. But it was kind of lucky at the same time. And Matt even said that to Shannon in the intermission that he actually got kind of lucky. Shannon laughed it off, but no, I actually saw it too. But I hope this registers in Matt's head. Drive the net every once in a while. Shake it up. It's perimeter living way too much out on that perimeter. Him and Schaefer way too high on the power play. They need to be further down. They need to push further. And I hope Matt gets the memo from this goal that sometimes every once in a while, if you mix it up and rush the net, I can't count how many times I've seen Barzell on the half wall and have a lane straight to the net, and he never takes it. He still looks to throw it back to the point or drop down to the crease or whatever. Matt has to take these openings, and tonight he kind of forced himself into taking it by flubbing the puck. And anyway, we're up 5-2, and now we make it to the end of the period, even though they almost scored in the last second, which was crazy that we even gave them that opportunity. But we're going into the third period with a 5-2 lead. And now the talk on the message board is down to the old dreaded third period 3 goal lead, which we all know how those can turn out. And not very well. We've all seen it. We've all seen that playbook before. That's for sure. And of course, not to help an Islander fan's heart, is that at 1:27, very early into the second period, Arturi Lehkonen from Kale McCarr and Martin Netches. Uh, you're going, that sucks. That really sucks. But they started the period good. They weren't falling back. It wasn't like they were in a defensive shell. They were still taking it to him, and all of a sudden it's 5-3, and you go, oh boy, here we go. We already witnessed how quick strike the Avs can be, and McKinnon hasn't scored on us tonight, and you're going, oh, this has bad looks. But you know what? The Islanders actually really took it to the Avs in the third period, and they did a great job. And eventually, as I said at the very end of the game, they killed off an 8-on-4 because to me, it was the 6 Avalanche skaters and the 2 refs against our 4 defenders. And I mean, it was ridiculous. I couldn't believe that they gave Mayfield that penalty, especially because of that. On the faceoff that Mayfield gets a penalty, the reason there was a faceoff is that Pulock got tripped. And he ended up flat on the puck in the corner and couldn't get out. But it was a 100% trip. But that's not a penalty. But the refs decide that, oh no, it's a good idea. I think we'll just, let's make it 6-on-4. Let's make this exciting. So that was disappointing. But I can't blame the refs for it because still, in my opinion, we should have never gotten that first goal from goaltender interference. But anyway, we kill off that penalty, and Casey Zizekas does a rarity in Islander land, and he scores an empty netter and sews this one up. And it's a 6-3 New York Islander victory. And it was thrilling. It was just an exciting game to watch. I tell you, it has been such a pure pleasure since Matthew Schaefer has gotten on this team. Just the excitement level of watching an Islander game is it. It doesn't even matter if we lose because you still got Schaefer to watch, and he's going to do something, not just one thing. He's going to do many things that is just going to make you go, wow, do we really have this hockey player? Is he really a New York Islander? And could he be ours for 15 years? Is this possible? Like, it's just amazing, amazing. But we'll talk about that more when I talk about the players here. But super excited about the Islanders tonight. They really well earned game, and they were full marks for the job they pulled off tonight. All right, so let's talk about the players now. All right, let's check in on the players individually. And first off, the hop is Max Sipakov, who I personally thought had his best game of the year. Uh, as most of you know, if you watched my podcast last year, I pretty much raved about Max. I think he has a lot of talent. I really do. I see a lot of good things about him, but I also see a hockey player who probably neglected the defensive side of the game in the KHL and is just learning. Now on the board that I was talking about tonight, I had a friend of mine, George. I'm going to answer that question that you asked that I said was too long to type out. Here's your answer. You wanted to know about Max Sipakov. His question was, how can a player like Max Sipakov be so highly talented and touted coming from the KHL? Several NHL teams want him, and then him turn out to just be a fourth line player. Well, here's your answer, George. What happened is this guy came into the NHL and he has a ton of talent. It's easy to see. It's easy to see. He's a top six player for one thing. That's all he is. He shouldn't be anywhere but in top six. Maybe a really good third line, but top six is actually more suited for Max Sipakov. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing about hockey. It takes forever to build confidence. It takes a long, 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 long time to build confidence. It's amazing what confidence can do for you when you're playing the game of hockey. I remember one year, it was my Bantam year. Uh, my first game of the year, I got a hat trick. I ended up scoring 69 goals in 40 games that season. But I just felt so good about myself after that first game. I just believed I could score. You know, I'm in a league of 13 and 14-year-olds playing each other, and I'm the 14-year-old now, right? So like I'm grown and I've got a better body than the 13-year-olds, even though I was a skinny little runt back then. But anyway, what I'm saying is the confidence. And when you get it and you ride that confidence, it's amazing, but it takes a long time to build it. It takes a long time to build it. You got to keep producing, keep scoring, going all the time. And the funny thing is about confidence is it takes so little time to destroy it. And it is super important when a hockey player loses his confidence that he gets it back as quick as possible, ASAP. And in Max's case, this has not happened. Now, I seen a hockey player who came over with a lot of talent and he was making some stupid KHL lack of defensive plays and he got punished for it. He got punished for it. And he is not a fourth line hockey player. He's not the type of player to drive two fourth line muckers and get them scoring a whole bunch of points. That's not the type of player he is. So now you sit 20 games to start the season on the fourth line. Then it doesn't matter if you're doing all the little things right or whatnot. If you're not scoring, the confidence is going down. And believe me, when you go home at night, you're wondering if you can ever score again. I This has happened to me in just a 7 or 8 game span. Like I questioned my entire life of scoring, always being a goal scorer. But in 8 games, I questioned myself. Like maybe I lost it. Maybe I'm no good anymore. Maybe I don't know why I can't score. And that is exactly what's happened with Max. And it's obvious tonight that, I mean, he had his best game playing with Liam Barzell tonight, top-notch player. So he looked really good. And I said this last year, and one thing he's been super good with all year again is he's beyond a doubt the best hockey player on the New York Islanders at making the right decision every single time on how to get the puck out of our end. He doesn't always carry it. He has numerous ways to do it, but he always makes the right decision, whether it means going back with the puck or going forward or off the boards or making a quick pass or whatever that decision is. Max always seems to make the right one. Anyway, there's still more to that, Bruce, but uh, yeah, I mean, it's going to take forever for him to get the confidence back this year. I mean, if he stays with Bars and Lee, maybe in 20, 25 games, if he scores 7 or 8 goals, he might start getting that confidence back again and start getting into the groove or whatever, but you still have to score those goals, right? So even with a really super good game by Sipakov tonight, he only got 13 minutes and 54 seconds of ice time. However, he was a plus one. You got one nice shot off, you got a hit. But he did have two giveaways, which is his Achilles heel, right? But still, I thought overall that was his best game tonight. Simon Holmstrom, I thought had a whale game. This guy he's so uh, he is so shifty. He man, don't get me wrong when I say this. It's just how it happens. The long dangly arms when he's going through like two defensemen and stuff like that. The way he does his puck control reminds me so much of Mario Lemieux. I mean, it's unreal. And it's because of that big long stick and the big long arms, and that Holmstrom's a big guy and he's really good with the puck. Now, in no way am I saying Simon Holmstrom is like Mario Lemieux, but it reminds me there's I see these flashes every once in a while when I see him dangling like that that look really good. Unfortunately, Simon tonight was minus one with 16 minutes and 25 seconds of ice time, but I thought he did a really good job penalty killing. I still thought he had a pretty good game overall. He was noticeable tonight, where a lot of games in the last little bit he's been. Last 10 games or so, he's been pointless. And so we really need Simon to pick things up. And I thought it was a good game tonight. Duclair had a whale of a first period, a whale of a first period. He ended up minus one as well. He got 13 minutes and 36 seconds of ice time, but he got 8 shots on net tonight. So that was impressive, getting that many shots for sure. 8 shots. I mean, sometimes that's like 3, 4 games worth of shots. So that it really is very impressive. So I thought overall he had a good game. I thought he made a lot of nice plays. Like he made some really nice passes in that. And when he stretched for the breakaway, I thought was excellent as well. So overall, pretty happy with Anthony's game tonight. Uh, no, Bars. Let's go to Barzell. 3-point night tonight. A goal and 2 assists. One hell of a game. He was a plus one. He he did get a penalty tonight for the opposition player stepping on the puck and tripping himself, but Matt was given 2 minutes for that, so he couldn't have been too happy about that. But Matt also had himself 4 shots on net. He had 2 hits, one takeaway, and a power play goal. So great game by Matt. It's been a while since starting to see him come into his own a bit, and he looked really good out there tonight. I like the way he was controlling play. He was controlling it just right. I really like what he did on that assist when he over hesitated, which is usually the wrong thing for him to do. But this time, not only did it the way he usually does, but he even did it longer, and it turned out absolutely perfect. It was a beautiful play. Bo Horvat, what can you say? Bo just keeps saying to Team Canada, look at me, man. Look at me. Here's another goal and assist tonight, 2 points. Look at me lead, 19-29 of ice time. Excuse me. I know Team Canada's loaded, but for me, I can easily see Bo Horvat turning into the fourth line type on a Team Canada Olympic roster and doing an excellent job at it. And then you still have a guy with 17 goals on the fourth line. And Bo's excellent in the faceoff dot and that. It's going to be interesting. I don't think he's going to make the team. I really don't. I really don't think he's going to make it, but it's going to be very interesting to see. Bo had 6 shots on net tonight. He had 4 blocked shots. He did have 2 giveaways, but once again, the giveaways are always the good players are the ones who give the puck away. Majority of the time, the bad players are just, bang and crash and bang and crash and bang and crash. I mean, they have a tendency of giving away the puck too, but it's always the good players trying the fancy plays is where they get nailed for the giveaways and yeah. So I mean that happens, but another great game by I almost said our captain Bo Horvat. I just remember Bo is a Vancouver Canuck captain, but Anders. Hail our captain, hail our captain. We love our captain, Anders. I thought Mark Gatcombe made a huge difference in the Islanders tonight, and it affected the whole team in ways beyond a doubt. I was praising the fourth line on the board tonight like crazy. I mean, these guys. beyond a doubt, that was the best game the New York Islanders have had from a fourth line this year. They actually they hit people, something they haven't done since Matt Martin was on the fourth line. They skated fast. They had the puck in the other team's opposition, and I just kept saying, man, and it didn't matter who they were playing against. It could have been McKinnon. They still had the puck in the Avalanche and in that. And I remember saying, man, I would play the fourth line a lot in the third period. And I don't say things like that very often, but those guys were well earned. And I do believe that Gatcombe was the big reason why. I thought Gatcombe was excellent last year. I honestly almost couldn't understand why he didn't not make the team this year. I mean, I know he's played one other game than this one tonight, but he was the little engine that stirred the drink tonight, man. I'm telling you, he was a little buzzsaw out there and made things happen. And it also at the same time, Kyle McLean had his best game of the year, which in a combination of those two guys humming, also got Casey into the groove as well. And Casey started hitting, and Casey got rewarded with a goal into an empty net. He was a +2 tonight in 11 minutes and 20 seconds of ice time, but that 11 minutes and 20 seconds of ice time was effective ice time tonight. It was in the opposition's end in that. I mean, I never look at advanced stats in that, but I'm sure it's got that in there. And I'm sure whatever those advanced stats say would tell you that the fourth line was pushing tonight for sure. Yeah, and Gatcombe, he got himself an assist tonight. He was a +1. He had 4 hits out there tonight. Zeker also had another 3 hits as well. So that was really good. Kyle McLean, he gets the goal and a +1, 12 minutes and 6 seconds of ice time. He had 3 shots on net, 2 hits. Just everything you want out of a fourth line tonight. It was really well played. Big reason for our victory tonight. Big reason for our victory tonight because all that time being spent down in the opposition's end, it's demoralizing. It's demoralizing when you're on the bench or when you're on the ice and whatnot, and you're seeing that your team is in your own end all the time. Belief starts creeping in. Oh man, this isn't our night. We're not going to win tonight. This just isn't going to happen. And those guys were a big reason for pushing that. I thought Anders had one of his better games of the year tonight with a goal and assist for 2 points, +1, 17 minutes and 40 seconds of ice time. He had 4 shots on net, 1 hit, and 1 takeaway as well. I thought he was very captain-like tonight. I've noticed a big decline in Anders' play this year for sure. We all knew it was going to happen. We all thought it was going to happen possibly around the fourth or fifth year of the contract. This is year 7, and it's still not overly bad. It's just not up to what he was doing last year. Last year he was outstanding in the 6th year of his 7-year contract, but tonight he had it with a goal and assist and 2 points. So I thought Anders looked really good. I you know, leave Sipakov with Barzell and Anderson. Let's see what they can do. I mean, injuries are forcing us into trying some things with Palms out and that. So we got to try some things. And like I said, I think I'm hoping that Sipakov has been learning his defensive lapse errors and is not making as many. A lot of the times, I don't see the defensive deficiencies that he's doing. You almost need to be at the game to be able to tell. It's so hard on TV to tell a lot of times how if they're making a lot of stupid little mistakes and stuff like that. So, yeah, there's that. I thought Chabanoff was pretty good tonight. He was shifty. He only had 16 minutes and 19 seconds of ice time, but I thought overall he was pushing play tonight, and I thought he had an excellent game. It's nice to have a shifty guy like that. He picked himself up an assist to grab himself a point tonight. He also had a couple of shots on net, but the one would probably be the shot that didn't go on net. He had a glorious scoring opportunity tonight that I'm sure he would have loved to have had back and uh, and taken another crack at that because I'm pretty sure he would have put it in the net the second time. It was a glorious opportunity to score and he just didn't convert. Heineman, that guy just continues to impress me with his release and his shot. I still can't believe Darsh got him as a throw-in for. In the Dobson deal. I'm serious. I don't know how we got this guy, how we got him thrown in. But anyway, Heineman tonight, he had zeros across the board, but was a +1. And he did have 3 shots on net tonight. And he also had 1 block shot and 3 hits. So, uh, yeah, pretty good, solid night from a player like Heineman. And, he's got speed. And it's nice to see guys like that. It's obvious we have more depth this year, and it's not just that. I'll talk about it more after we finish the guys. So I'll just get through the guys here. Cal Ritchie, I kind of made a post on the board tonight, and I said I really like Cal Ritchie. But I think Cal Ritchie is going to do a slow burn. And when I say a slow burn, I mean that it's going to take him a while to get it in the NHL. But man, there's so many flashes I'm seeing in this kid that I have no doubt that I feel that Cal Ritchie's final result is going to be very good. I think he's an excellent hockey player, and he's going to really turn into a really nice hockey player. But like I said, it could be a slow burn. It could be one of those 2, 3 year guys, and then boom, all of a sudden explodes. So it might be sooner. Yeah, I can see it. He's got the talent. You can see it. He makes a lot of smart plays. He has good hockey IQ too, as well, which I really like. So zeros across the board for Cal, but he was a -1 tonight. 12 minutes, 16 seconds of ice time, and he did have 2 giveaways. So that's the rookie part in him tonight. But overall, I really like what I'm seeing out of Calvin, and I think as we slowly bring him along, I think we're going to be pleasantly surprised with what we see at the end. All right, so let's talk about the defenseman now. Adam Pelech. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Finally, after 115 games, Adam scores. I've been cheering all season for him to get that goal. So happy for him. It was such a crappy goal, but it just doesn't matter. It went in the net. It could have bounced off his head and Adam wouldn't have cared. It's just nice to get that monkey off the back. So Adam had 31 shifts tonight. He's back to playing his solid defensive game. He had lost that for a while, like even bits of last year, like lots of last year. There's lots of times when he wasn't looking the greatest on the defensive side of the puck, and we've become so accustomed to him being so solid defensively that and it just wasn't there. But lately, it has been, and it's so nice to see Adam get his goal, gets his point tonight, +2 for the game, 2 shots on net, 1 block shot. Good game by Adam. Ryan Pollock. All right. 2 assists tonight, 2 points, +1, 24 minutes and 27 seconds of ice time. Ryan was excellent out there tonight on the defensive side of the puck. Even though he got his 2 points tonight, it was really his play defensively. He blocked shots like crazy tonight. He had 5 of them. I mean, he was outstanding. 2 shots on net. He had 1 hit. Did have 1 giveaway, but really, both Pelly and Pollock looking like the players of 2 years ago that they were tonight. They looked really solid out there tonight. Scotty Mayfield put zeros across the board with his 15 minutes and 6 seconds of ice time. He had 1 shot on net, 1 block shot, and 1 hit. And overall, basically just a typical Scotty Mayfield game, except the only thing that's not typical there is he was even in the plus minus. He usually pulls out a plus. Yeah, other than that, it's just a normal, typical Scotty Mayfield game. Mitchell, he was a -1 tonight, and guess what that -1 would come from? That would be a puck bouncing off your skate with your back to it. So obviously not your fault, Travis, and that's how you picked up your -1. So I'm not gonna be too hard on you for that. That's for sure. He only got 10 minutes and 12 seconds of ice time, which is good for a rookie, break him in slowly. But in that time, he got 3 block shots, and I remember 2 of them for sure. And they were good, solid blocks, like brave, solid blocks. So good job by Mitchell tonight. Tony D'Angelo, Tony, +1 tonight. He was feisty out there, 17 minutes and 52 seconds of ice time. He hasn't been as good as he was last year. But tonight he was okay, and he was feisty tonight as well. He had one shot on net. He had two block shots. He did have two giveaways. I think you'll always find that Tony's always going to be in the giveaway department. Not much he can do about that because he tries the long cross ice passes and all that all the time. So not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. So solid game by D'Angelo tonight. And God, I just gotta save my the best for last. Like Matthew Schaefer, wow. Like this kid blows my mind. He absolutely blows my mind. I cannot believe this player is a New York Islander. One goal, one assist, plus two, 2 minutes in penalties, 25 minutes, 43 seconds of ice time, three shots on goal, two block shots, one takeaway. I mean, this kid is barely 18 years old. I thought I had it hard as an 18-year-old playing against 20-year-olds. Like I can't even imagine what this kid like and to just dominate the way he dominates. Like, I mean, just so exciting. So exciting. I could talk about Matthew Schaefer for an hour in a podcast all on its own. I really could. I could go on and on and on. His hockey IQ is absolutely freaking outstanding. It is so far above what most NHL hockey players are at. He's on a completely different level than anybody on the New York Islanders, hockey IQ wise. I can tell you that right now. This kid, I have screamed from the rafters about how it you have to work to get to open ice and how New York Islanders would never do that. And it's a pure it's not a talent, but it's something you work at. It's something that's free ice is not given to you. You have to know how to go find it. And nobody is better at finding free ice than Matthew Schaefer. He is already starting to move his legs before he passes the puck to the person he's going to because he knows he's going to scoot so quick that you're going to be forced to give me that puck back on a give and go. It's just amazing. I just like time after time. And the one thing about I said this on the board tonight too. You know, if Matthew Schaefer just had his offensive talent, if he just had his offensive talent, I would be happy with that. Like if he was a defensive liability, I'd be, you know what, his offense makes up for it. But this kid is freaking outstanding defensively, outstanding. Team Canada, if you do not take Matthew Schaefer on the team to the Olympics this year, you are making a huge, huge, huge mistake. This kid is unbelievable, and he's a New York Islander. Yes. Ilya. Wow. I tell you, Ilya, he was there for us when we needed him tonight. He had a great game tonight. He really did. He was solid for us in that first period and not giving up any goals. He could have easily given up two or three goals. Colorado had 16 shots on net in that period. I mean, Colorado ended up with 38 shots on net. Only had 35 saves. And a lot of them were of the tough variety. But even though they were of the tough variety, he made them look very easy. Made them look very easy. Really did. So, outstanding game by Ilya. It's nice to see that he's been regaining his form. I see going into the game, his season save percentage is at 905. It's probably around 906 or 907 right now. I don't know if you remember after those three games, it was down around the 880s. So he's doing a real nice job working himself back up, and he's been solid the last 15 games or so. He's been really good for us. Our goaltending once again. New York Islanders, we almost haven't had to worry about goaltending for 2 decades now, which is amazing because I don't think Philadelphia has had a goaltender since what was the guy's name who died in the car accident? Pelle Lindbergh. I mean, seriously, I don't really think they've had a good goaltender since Pelle Lindbergh. And we're just blessed with goaltending. So even when we have bad nights and they let in some softies and that, as a franchise, we've been very blessed with our goaltending. That's for sure. So super exciting night for the Islanders. So you would think being 5 games over 500 and that the Islanders would be right up there doing really well, right? But sorry, man, it's only good enough for ninth in the in the conference. It's like The standings this year are so crazy. I mean, we're ninth in the conference. We're 3 points out of the conference lead for points. 3 points. And we're not even in a playoff spot. It's just insane. Like, listen to this. Washington, 36 points. Canes 34, Penguins 33, Flyers 33, Devils 33, Islanders 33, Rangers 32, Columbus 31, Detroit 31. It's just nuts. It's just nuts. Uh, it's it's exciting. It's exciting, and I think the New York Islanders are going to surprise a lot of teams this year. It sucks that we lost Pons. It sucks, and we lost Romanoff. And those are two bad injuries, but we can't complain about injuries because a lot of teams have had a lot of injuries this year, and that's mostly because of the condensed schedule, I think. So, anyway, how exciting was that? I'll tell you what, it was also exciting to return on to Canadian Islander fan and talk about the team that I love the most, the good old New York Islanders. Maybe I'll pop in every once in a while when the mood strikes, whether it's good or bad. And maybe it's a bad game. I just want to come on here and rant and say how bad the Islanders are doing. But who knows? Maybe I'll start popping on more. But tonight the boys inspired me, and I just felt like getting up and preaching the word of the Islanders tonight. So congratulations to the New York Islanders on an outstanding victory, handing Colorado Avalanche their second regulation loss of the season. My son-in-law is a Colorado Avalanche fan, by the way. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. So anyway, I want all you guys and girls out there to take care and peace out.